Hi everybody, I'm back and starting to do some videos again on my channel uh, to help you with your diet journey, to help keep myself accountable. If I force myself to get on the computer and talk about it, I think a little bit it helps. The reality is oftentimes it still doesn't even help me control my lack of inhibitions when it comes to eating. And hopefully when I share that with you, you can relate in some way and realize you're not alone. I hope even more so you can't relate to me and that you're on a better journey than I am. All right, so as we talked about, the month of May was just an absolute mess for me. Just a mess. Just a mess, just a mess, just a mess. And it ended with a big 4-day long feast in the Amish country where we had a plethora of food made by the Amish. And if you're familiar with that, that means lots of carbs, lots of fats, just everything you're not supposed to do on the diet. Well, I had stopped HCG the week before because I knew that going into that weekend, HCG would just be completely counter productive and probably gain even more weight that way. So it was an incredible amount of weight that I gained. I decided yesterday to do some loading. I'm debating if I'm going to load today or just jump right into the diet. I don't really know. I haven't even made that decision yet. I was just going to do one day of loading because I ate so much. I really didn't even need to load, but I wanted to start to get the HCG in my system. So we'll see. Maybe I'll load again today. It might be in my best interest to load and just go through all the leftover food that is tempting me. But I tried to, at my best, eat most of it yesterday out of the house so it wasn't around. Not that there isn't still a wonderful amount of leftover melt in your mouth roast beef, and there is chicken, but I can use that on a salad for HCG, so that's okay. I'm trying to think. There's some apple pie left over, but I'm going to try to be really good, not eat any of that. There's some dinner rolls and croissants. That's probably going to be the biggest. And then there are some sweets. So, yeah, there's some stuff still around, and it probably would behoove me to load one more day. I just don't know that my body necessarily needs it, and I probably would be better off trying to just start in on eating properly, even if it's not the full by the letter of the law protocol, but closer to it. So I don't know. I'll let you know tomorrow how it all worked out in my brain in the end. But yesterday I loaded and I ate a ton. And I got on the scale today and I was a pound less than I was the day before. So that just goes to show you what a gluttony I was over the weekend, and the vast amount of water retention from a lot of sitting or walking on my feet. My feet were not up at all, except for about 6 to 7 hours of sleeping at night. Other than that, I was either walking or sitting or standing. And so, between that, the vast increase of carbs, which we know causes you to retain water, and the plethora of salt that the Amish put in their food. It's very salty. I mean, it doesn't seem too salty to me because I probably would still salt it afterwards. In fact, I probably did throw some salt on my roast beef now that I think about it. So, yeah, because of those three reasons, I was like a blowfish. So, even though I ate terribly yesterday while I took my first round of HCG for loading, I got on the scale today and I was a pound less. So, water finally starting to work its way out of my system. Um, that wouldn't happen if I loaded another day. So we'll see. I was going to start on the protocol again today, and I didn't want to get too redundant on this channel, especially if you have been following along. So I thought what might be best, something my bedspread, is to. I had found a website. I don't know where it is now because everything got shut down when I was gone for 4 days. But for me, I have a lot of, I mean, just in the end, I often call them just justifications. Justifications why I deserve to have that. it's not even a lack of self-control. It's more so a lack of awareness at a lot of times. Sometimes I eat and then I forget that I wasn't going to have it that day. Or um, or I go into my justifications. I deserve this because. I deserve this because I deserve to be rewarded. I deserve to be rewarded because. And the litany of reasons spans the gamut of everything. Because I did really great on that, so I deserve to be rewarded. I had a horrible day, so this is going to make me happy. You name it. There's all this food left over from the retreat. I need to just eat it to get it out of the house. I'm going to eat now so that I can not be hungry when I go do X, Y, and Z later on. Oh, I'm going to be walking around the amusement park all day. That'll burn extra calories so I can have a little bit more. It's been a long time since I've had that treat. Oh, and frequently there's a lot of oh, that's in the house. Let me get it. Let me eat it up so it's out of the house. I don't know. I don't know. Um, so basically, it comes down to I have issues. I don't know if you have issues too, but I have issues. I was doing some more research today on psychological reasons for overeating. And I came across an article that I thought was interesting. It was just recently posted. No, it wasn't. It was posted a year ago. I lie. I'm a liar. And it's by a gal named Carrie Dahlgren, and I believe she has a website called carriedahlgren.net. So if you're interested in following up and reading this, I want to give a shout out to her so that you know where I got this information from, and I'm going to share it with you because I could relate to some of it, and I thought it would just be interesting because there might be other people in the same situation as me. So, the article that she writes is about the 9 psychological reasons for overeating. All right. I'm going to read the little introduction here, and then I'm going to read all the subcategories today. And then each day, I'm going to come back and read some more about each one of the subcategories. So, this can still go hand in hand with HCG because on HCG, you're not hungry, but often I still want to eat or I still want to reward myself. Like the psychological things just don't disappear when you're on HCG. You still battle the inner demons that are in your mind telling you it's okay to eat or why you deserve to. So I thought that this would be good for those of you that are currently doing HCG to have some more information, some more um, weapons to go to battle with, if you will. And here we go. Let's talk about it. It's not very long at all. She writes, the psychological reasons for overeating have nothing to do with food. It took me a long time to realize this, so I hope you can learn from my mistakes and enjoy a smoother process. In case you're new, this is the psycho-spiritual wellness, a path to feeling normal around food by focusing 100% on psychological and spiritual practices. Today I'm dishing my best advice to master the psychology behind overeating without focusing on food or exercise. It might seem backwards, so before we get started, it's important to open your mind to the idea that overeating is not about food. The psychology of overeating explained. The psychological reasons for overeating have nothing to do with trivial things like the size of your plates or the amount of willpower you have. In fact, I firmly believe that many compulsive eaters already have an enormous amount of willpower. Sure, there are some people that can adjust their environmental factors, like using smaller plates to create the illusion of eating less and suddenly stop overeating, but often that's rare. Environmental design is not the reason why we get up in the middle of the night and eat in front of the fridge. Compulsive behavior goes much deeper. To help us get to the root of the problem, let's turn our attention to the psychology of overeating. There is no diet or exercise advice here because this is the psycho-spiritual wellness where I firmly believe that overeating was never a diet problem or exercise problem, and it definitely isn't a willpower problem. Rather, overeating is about our feelings and the desperate desire to run from them. It's also about the backlash of dieting, because for every restriction, there is an equal and opposite binge. If you're intrigued, let's dig in. Here are the 9 biggest psychological causes of overeating. All right, so I'm going to read to you all 9 of them, and then starting tomorrow, I will read the information that she puts underneath each heading. Number 1, you're getting joy from food instead of life, and this is called hedonic eating. Number 2, your busy lifestyle makes you eat too fast. Number 3, you eat for the, quote, hunger to come, end quote. And although your intentions are pure, it backfires. Number 4, you've been trained to glorify disordered eating and it's not your fault. Number 5, you're accidentally playing a reverse psychology on yourself in the wrong way. Number 6, you're afraid to stop dieting because you're afraid of gaining weight. Number 7, you've got the psychology of overeating backwards. Number 8, your beliefs are creating too much cognitive dissonance with your eating habits. Number 9, you haven't done the inner work yet, so don't worry, there's no time like the present. All right. So, I'm going to dig deep into this. I don't know really what's all involved in like her blog and everything because I just kind of stumbled upon this when I was doing general research online trying to find more like reasons for my justifications, as I call them. Um, but I think that this is interesting, and I find that some of her topics are definitely relatable to me. I don't know if they all are, but I thought we could go through it together and each day take like a different topic and talk a little bit about it. Um, and I will continue to give you updates as I really start my round 2, not my fake round 2 that I did the other day. I started like I did about 4 days of round 2 on HCG about 2 weeks ago, and then realized this is dumb. Why am I doing this? Because I had the weekend, scrapbooking weekend coming up. So um, maybe it wasn't, no, it was about a week ago that I did that. And then I just stopped altogether because I knew that there was no way I should be on HCG over this past weekend. But I'm excited to get going again, kinda, sorta. I don't know, maybe because it's a cooler day, I just feel like eating some more. Maybe it's the habit of what happened this weekend and how much I ate. I don't know. I normally love starting HCG because I just sort of feel like I've hit a wall and I'm ready to like go at it. And that worked for me. I lost 15 pounds when I went on HCG this past round that ended about 2 weeks ago. And the scrapbooking retreat and my daughter being home just made everything go awry. Actually, I didn't just end HCG a couple weeks ago. I ended it many weeks ago because I wasn't doing it while she was here. I think I started it back up around the time she was leaving and then thought that was dumb. I shouldn't be doing this. So I really haven't done HCG in a long time now that I think about it. I should go back and look. Let me just quickly look and see if I can find it on my chart. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Oh, I have so many charts and things up here. It's ridiculous. Not that one. Not that one. Did I delete it already? Let's see here. Hold on. I apologize. This is the worst to sit here and watch me just click around. I'm trying to close out all these tabs so I can find it like maybe buried below. Oh. Let me just take a double look here. Okay. So I was doing HCG, 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 HCG. I ended, I ended on the 9th. I ended on the 9th. And then I tried to kind of pick it back up again. At some point. I can't even see where I tried to pick it back up again because I just see terrible eating and numbers going up here. They were like, the numbers were like up, down, up, down, up, down as I was trying to kind of do my own thing without being on HCG during the month of crazy May, which, as you've been watching the video, know there's a whole bunch of activities that happened in May and a ton of food that was involved, and would have been an impossibility to do HCG without just like really ruining everyone else's time. So, all right. So we're back on track. There's no excuses now. There's no reason why I can't do it. So I just need to spend today to really get into that mindset. Maybe I will do another day of loading, and that'll help me push me into the feeling of like, okay, here we go. Let's go. All right. So let's do this together. We're getting through the summer and we're shedding some pounds. I have to. I have clothes I need to fit. I can't be wearing capri legging pants all summer long. I want to get into some shorts. So here we go. Let's get our summer bodies back, folks. I'll be in touch. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll do more about the psychological issues that we all have with dieting. Bye.